Okay, so today is day 62 of being housed. It is Thursday, October the 16th, and I just finished at the gym here. I went to go play some pickleball tonight after I was working on the Planes and People Watching manuscript. I'm happy to announce I'm at the part of it where I'm looking to get it published, like through a self-publisher or through a print-on-demand publisher, and so I'll talk about that in a separate video. There's some technical details I got to investigate, and it's exciting. It's very exciting actually, and but anyways, I ended up getting a ride from the pickleball court to the gym so I could walk on the treadmill. How ironic, or how oxymoronic, but I was just watching a little bit of the Leaf game, and as I was watching the Leaf game I was thinking, okay, so there's been I think it was Monday or Tuesday where the owner was confrontational, we'll say, about the Broom, and when she said what she said, at the end of it, she said, I was like, oh goodness, I did use it. I checked in my room. I didn't see it there, but I know I remember specifically leaning against the wall. And then she said, well, it didn't, just walk away. So, and I remember thinking, well, there's three of us living here, and it'd be wise, first and foremost, to talk to the other person and just make sure that, see if they know its whereabouts, and before you jump to conclusions. So a lot of good things to learn from that. A lot of good things to learn, period. Even just like being on the other end of it, the residual effect. But when I was walking on the treadmill, I was thinking it's wise to talk about the power dynamic shift, or the shift in power dynamic that occurs when one person talks down to another person, especially when there isn't an apology or an acknowledgement that they were wrong. And so I can learn from this. I can learn that if I do make a mistake, or if I think that somebody did something, it turns out that they didn't, and I was wrong, I can go to them in private and just look them in the eyes and say, oh goodness, I am so sorry. I thought this and I was wrong. I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to utilize this as a situation in my life where I'm made a mistake. I'm going to learn from that mistake, and I'll change my behavior, and my thoughts will change as well. And but the biggest thing is just to look them in the eyes and apologize to them, so they understand that you made a mistake. You're acknowledging that mistake, but you're looking to bring things back to homeostasis, or to bring things back to an equal footing. And the biggest thing is on their side, it shows them respect, and it smooths things out. And so what I've noted with this is, since I talked to the owner, I believe that was two days ago, it was virtually the day of, he mentioned, oh, nope, no problem. I was sweeping my room. I have the broom up here. I'll talk to my mother. But I've seen her probably three times or four times since, and I've noticed it's awkward. So now there's this newfound tension that has been created from this situation. So before, with that, in terms of that power dynamic shift, or shift in a power dynamic, I was thinking, oh goodness, if that broom doesn't turn up, I don't know where it could be. I'm more than happy just to buy a new broom and replace it, since I was the last one that touched it. Not a big deal, but I wouldn't have the faintest idea where it could have went. I leaned it against the wall, I don't know. But anyhow, not a big deal at all, and definitely not worth causing any sort of tension, and definitely not worth stressing about. So that's where my heart is. But I understand on the other side, the personality that I'm working with, their heart is not there. And so this is something worth stressing out about. This is something worth creating more tension. And But I found with that, it's not so much her words, it's the aggression behind her eyes. You can see that she just has no respect for me. She doesn't like me at all. So she could speak to me in a very calm tone, but the undertone is going to be very vicious and very aggressive. So that seeks to assert a shift in the power dynamic, to which you're no longer looking eye to eye or walking on equal or sound footing around each other, but rather somebody is trying to position themselves in a stance of domination. And what that really looks like and how it plays out is, like, for the rest of that day, I was just fighting thoughts. Praise God, I'm at a point where he's given me the just the clarity of mind to get those thoughts to the side. I don't want to just brush things under the rug and be unaccountable, but at the same time, I don't want these things to bleed over or to have any influence in anything else that I'm doing, and or to drain my energy. So when I'm at the gym, I want to optimize the focus I have while I'm there. When I'm doing a revision, I want to optimize that focus. When I'm with my colleagues at work, I want to be the best colleague or employee I can be, and to be attentive to their needs and attentive to the people that we're serving. So I don't have time to or space to entertain any of these things. I desire a resolution immediately, and just to continue moving forward, because I value the people in my life. I value the wonderful opportunities I have to learn and to grow. So anyway, so with this shift in power dynamic, I was thinking up until the point when the owner mentioned that he had the broom in his room. Oh goodness! Now when I'm there, this is going to be virtually like a green light for her to potentially lash out every time or anytime I go past her. So I already know what I'm going to do. I'll just record the conversations, and I won't get in an argument with anyone. I really don't see a point in arguing with anyone. It's you're never actually working through a solution or working through a problem. That would just be me trying to justify my value to somebody who sees no value in me, and probably sees absolutely no value in themselves. And so that it's pointless to get involved in an argument. I can pray for her, I can love her, I can be kind to her, but I refuse to argue. And so anyway, so that was my resolve. Now, a couple days later, it seems you would think that the opposite would be true. I'm fairly certain that the owner has already told his mother that he had the broom, because the broom is back where it always is. And but the owner's mother, she hasn't apologized. And not only that, she seems very awkward. It's like she's back to that phase where she's ignoring me again. And this is what happened for a week prior to the second last time that she burst out and was very aggressive with me. So this is information that I find the owner wouldn't understand. This is patternized now. I'm noticing this pattern, but for the sake of this conversation, for the sake of this video, there's a power dynamic shift. And I always look at, I have my right thumb out. I don't know if you can see here in the shadow. There's my right thumb. There it is. Okay. But it's like somebody trying to put you under their thumb, and somebody, it's like looking at their face, and their face is tormented. Their face is really angry, and they just want to squash you. But you understand that you haven't done anything, you don't even know them on a personal level. So there's nothing you could have done to invoke that sort of rage or that bitterness or that pain or that torment. So clearly there's something else that's going on in their life, something else that's not being addressed. And because you're at close range with them, you're kind of targeted to be the one that they're looking to seek to dominate. So when that's occurring in somebody's heart, they're always going to look for opportunities in every, social occurrence or social situation to assert dominance, for a power shift to occur where they can take a position of authority over you. So they're seeking to exercise authority over you. So I find that it's wonderful to talk about when you're void of any of the emotions that come when you take things personally, when you just see it for what it is, and just talk about things in a very constructive way, and also in a very realistic way that is in alignment with the actuality that's playing out. I find there's a lot to learn. And I find in my former life, I'd just get so angry, and then I'd have so many friends that would just pick up a cause, for me to be on my side, and then they could just get angry on my behalf, and it would just become the birth of another version of an us versus them. I realize now I serve Jesus. I love Jesus. I desire the truth, and the truth is I don't believe in an us versus them. There's lies and there's truth. There's the kingdom of darkness, the kingdom of darkness, there's the kingdom of light. And in order to be able to properly move and make decisions, I have to actually see things with deeper levels of clarity in regards to the actuality of what is taking place. And so I find situations like this in the past, I would have never want to share them, because I would have felt very weak, and I would have thought, oh goodness, people are going to see me as weak, and then more people are going to want to attack me, and oh my goodness, it's it's a woman aggressing me. Oh my goodness, this is that. And now I just see it as, well, this is just the reality or the actuality of what's occurring, and it shouldn't be occurring. But first and foremost, I need to make sure that I'm not doing this to anybody else in my life. And the only way to actually be able to do that is if I can see with in actuality what is occurring. If I can't see, or I'm blinded to what is occurring, then there's no way I can actually say in good faith that I'm not doing this to anyone else, because it's something that's hasn't yet been revealed to me. So anyhow, nowadays I see these as wonderful points to consider, conversational topics. I find these to hold much more weight and value than talking about the score of the hockey game, or talking about a new television program, or the plot in a new television program. These are things that can have such a major impact on people, and they do have a major impact on people in our society, and nobody likes these things happening to them. So it's wise to invest, and it is an investment, time into understanding what is occurring beneath the surface, what is occurring at the root, and then having good and constructive conversations about them. And if you're unable to learn, why am I triggered? What is the root of why I get so emotionally flared up when talking about things like this? I used to be like that as well. So anyways, I think that is sufficient, and I think this is time well used, because it's time well invested. And I'll keep you posted on the occurrence of these things, and in the future when I'm not around these things, because I find my the group of friends that I have actively sought, and I love dearly, but they don't have these in their heart. It's kind of like being with somebody, at a restaurant, and then they treat the waiter or the waitress quite bad. That's indicative of partiality and darkness in their heart. Meaning, if they can do that to one person there, it's only a matter of time before you become that person. Or if somebody gossips about somebody, as soon as they leave their side, it's pretty much a fail-safe that as soon as you leave their side, they're going to gossip about you. So it's very wise to be intentional about the company that you keep. And I think of the Holy Scriptures, bad company corrupts good morals, and there's so much truth to that. So anyhow, I'm going to bid you a good night, and I'm looking forward to a really good sleep. And I'm going to be working tomorrow, but I'm also going to be making some decisions for the Planes and People Watching manuscript, and I'm excited to share with you. I'm excited for just the progress that's occurred, and I'm excited just even for right now. I can honestly say I feel very just my heart is full of joy. I'm just I'm full of God's peace, and very content. Although circumstances around me might seem contrary, internally I'm just very delighted. So anyways, God bless you.